have wondered how raw materials are converted into products of everyday use? If you have thought about this, then you are at the right place. Today we are diving into chemical engineering, a branch where chemistry combines with technology to shape the future. In this video, we are going to explore the exciting curriculum, the diverse career opportunities and the promising placements that this branch has to offer. And yes, if you are someone who is interested in chemical engineering or wants to pursue your career in chemical engineering, then please stick around so that you don't miss out on any important detail here. So yes, now let's get started. So we'll start from the very basics and we'll understand what is chemical engineering, okay, in simple words. So you can see here, chemical engineering is a branch of engineering that deals with design, operation and optimization of process that converts raw materials into valuable products. So we have raw materials, okay, and these raw materials are converted to valuable products, okay. Like for example, let us take one example. You are having so many food items, right? These food items, the raw material is from where? The grown in the plants, then they are converted into valuable products. So how is this done? So here is the role of a chemical engineer, okay. So they work on how these raw materials can be converted to valuable products. So they need to design, they need to operate, they need to optimize so that we can get this process can happen easily. Okay, so I hope you have understood. Chemical engineers are the one who converts the raw materials to valuable products, right? And they need to work on the optimization of this process. So the new technologies, new methods, how can be it done in less time, easily and with more cost effective. So these are the things that a chemical engineer needs to work about. Now let us go in detail and understand that. Suppose you have chosen this course and you have completed your 4 years program UG course in this particular branch. Then after 4 years, what are the sectors you will be doing or what are the things or works that you will be doing, okay. So now let us understand that in simple words here. First is designing and developing new products. So suppose for example some cosmetics, some medicines, some plastics is to be developed. You need to first design that, you need to first think about it, what should be the properties of these plastic, what has to be its utility, what features it should have, right? That is first is designing. Second, improving the manufacturing process. So you need, suppose you have decided we are going to produce a product named as B, okay, then product name is B. Now for this production of these B, you need to consider certain factors. The manufacturing process should be such that it is efficient, means in the less time you can produce more B. It should be safe and it should be environmentally friendly, okay. These are the things you need to consider and optimize the manufacturing process. Next is developing new materials. Now what should be the material in by which this B should be made up of? What type of material will suit for this particular product? Like for example, B is one product, okay, which has to be used in drug discovery, transport. Well, for example, now what should be the material of B? Which material can be used or should be preferred for making this drug, this B, so that it can be used for this purpose? That you need to think, okay. So material, chemical engineers create new materials with specific properties such as strength, flexibility or conductivity, okay. Next, solving environmental problems. This is very, very important. They work to develop solutions to environmental problems such as pollution and climate change, okay. So you need to think about such manufacturing processes, such companies, such plants where the manufacturing can be done with, but not at the cost of the environment, okay. So these are the different things that you will be doing if you are studying chemical engineering, okay. So you can design, you can design the new product, you can optimize the manufacturing process of this new product, you can work on creating new materials, you can be a very good savior for the environment, okay. Now let us see next thing here. You can also work in research and development, okay. So chemical engineers need to work a lot about the research and development, so they can know about the new chemical processes, new manufacturing processes, they can know about the different types of materials, what combinations we can make. So like for example, give you a small example, polymers, if you have studied, right, that in your chemistry chapter it is a deleted, but if you have studied somewhere you might have seen by changing the components we can synthesize a different variety of polymers, like for example for terylene, for polyethylene, different types of materials has to be used, and if you want to prepare some thick plastic from non-conducting plastics, different type of materials need to be combined. So this is what you need to think as a chemical engineer, what should be the purpose, and for that particular purpose what should be the materials used. Okay, chemicals and materials to be used. Okay, now coming to, let us discuss some real life projects on which the chemical engineers are working today. Okay, so for example, they are working on developing new vaccines and treatments for diseases. You have found corona happened just recently, and we had we need to design some new vaccines for them, right? Here not only the biotechnology people but also the chemical engineers have a crucial role here. Okay, next, creating sustainable energy sources such as biofuels and solar cells. This is very, you have seen that we have a lot of pollution due to this non-renewable sources of energy. So figuring out some sustainable energy sources which is not affecting the environment is also the work of an chemical engineer. Next, designing water purification system, developing new materials for electronics and aerospace applications. Okay, good electronics, good materials can be prepared so that the conductivity is high, the working function is better. So these all things are the work of a chemical engineer. Now coming to next thing here, core subjects and curriculum. So if you are choosing this branch, what are the major subjects that you are going to study? So here I will not be explaining the complete curriculum, but I will be telling you some top courses that you will definitely study if you are choosing this branch. Okay, so these are your first is chemistry, as you can see from the name, chemical engineering. So you need to have a very strong hold, or chemistry is the core of this particular branch. Okay, so next coming to thermodynamics. Okay, you need to learn about the different chemical process and the energy involved in it. I will give you a small example here. For example, you are creating some fuel for a particular vehicle. Okay, then you need to know from that particular fuel how much energy is consumed or how much energy is released, and that all calculations you can do only if you have mastery over this thermodynamics, right? Next, coming to fluid mechanics, you need to study the behavior of the fluids. Then you have process design, so you need to learn and optimize the chemical processes for manufacturing. Like for example, if you want to synthesize ammonia, okay, then what should be the temperature here, right? What should be the pressure maintained here, right? These all things, what should be the optimized conditions so that these manufacturing processes can go well and can go smoothly at less cost with less pollution, and can have more product can be formed. Next, coming to reaction engineering, study of kinetics and the design of chemical reactors. So you need to know the kinetics, how fast the reaction can take place, with how much yield we will get. So these all things you need to study. Okay, now coming to the career opportunities, here I will be telling you the different industries where you can work. So in petrochemical industries you can work here, where what is the work of chemical engineers? The chemical and petroleum engineers are used to extract and refine the products. So you know, when we drill the petrol from the ground, it is not purely refined, we need to refine it. So these refining process, what should be the process of refining, right? What should be the temperature at this type, how to do it, these all things are done and introduced by this chemical engineers. Now here are some companies like Lumberger and Reliance are those companies who hire these chemical engineers for this purpose. Next is energy sectors. In energy sectors also there is a great role of chemical engineers. So graduates of chemical engineering work in the field of producing alternative energy sources and offer creative solutions to the energy dilemma. Okay, so here the chemical engineers need to work and think that how they can produce some alternative energy sources so that we do not have the scarcity of energy. Next coming here is manufacturing sector. Okay, so manufacturing sector is very big for chemical engineers. They include manufacturing, which is large scale production of fuels, chemicals, food products, fast moving consumer goods, Like, so like cosmetics, may be it drugs, be it cosmetics, be it energy sources. So every manufacturing things which are consumable, and food also, for making foods, these all things the chemical engineers are required. Okay, so now what is their work here? In the manufacturing sector, they work so that the manufacturing process is optimized, means it should take less time, okay, to produce more amount, then it should be cost effective, right, and next is it should not be harmful to the environment. Right, these all things they need to take care and design the manufacturing process. Next, coming to fertilizer industry. In fertilizer industry, you know, like fertilizers are widely used for your farming and all, so they need to know that chemical engineers can find job in a variety of roles in companies that produce pesticides and fertilizers. Okay, so you need to work in these companies, you need to think what can be good pesticide, how can good pesticides be created, fertilizers be created, so that they do not hamper the environment. Okay, next, coming to food science, this is also very vast opportunity is there. Chemical engineers are hired by various food industries. They work in various processes such as adding food additives. Okay, food additives are added, should be added in what amount, which food additive should be added, whether this has any health impact or not. These all things, testings has to be done by the chemical engineers. And preservatives, using fuel, freezing system, like you have found so many frozen food is available today, right, and that is because of the work of these chemical engineers. What type of chemicals can be added so that the food can be frozen and can be stored, these all things are again done by the chemical engineers. Making frozen food, heating food in the microwave, fermenting, pickling, storing, canning, to name a few. So there are so many different segments where the chemical engineers can work in this industry of food sciences, right? Okay, now let us talk about some job roles. So as a chemical engineer, you can work as a petroleum engineer, as a nuclear engineer, mining engineer. Here, whatever the substance is mined out, the work of a chemical engineer is to test their purity, test the sample, where it can be used, what can be its properties, to tell like what is its density, what are the utility of that particular material. These all things, testing can be done by a chemical engineer. Then you have food scientists. So for food scientists, we already saw so many applications are there. Environmental engineers, so they need to devise certain manufacturing processes where it is not affecting the environment, it is environment friendly, and it is like more cost effective and more product favorable. Okay, next, coming to quality engineer, they need to check the quality of different products. Okay, so here I have a very interesting thing for you. So if you are someone who is graduating as a chemical engineer and you are searching for jobs for chemical engineering, how your job profile will look like. Okay, so this is a very simple example to give you a glance of how chemical engineer, what are the responsibilities, what are the skills, what are the companies where these graduates get job. Okay, so you can go in LinkedIn and find out. So I have found it here. You can see job profile, chemical engineer, and the company is RAV Global Solution Private Limited in Bangalore. So if you see the responsibilities here, develop manufacturing process that minimize waste and increase the quality of finished products. You need to design the manufacturing process such that the waste is minimized, there is less waste, and the quality of the finished products is better. Next, monitor and test processes and products found in all phases of production. So you need to test the products that is formed. Next, develop and implement safety procedures for staff working with hazardous materials. So what can be the safety procedures, what type of precautions they need to take, what are the harmful effects, these all things working as a chemical engineer is your responsibility. Next, design, plan and implement the layout of manufacturing equipment also you need to design. Okay, so there are so many other responsibilities, just an example and idea to understand what type of jobs will be given to you or will be for you once you graduate in this particular course. Okay, now coming to top recruiters here. So we'll be talking about some top companies. You can see Piramal Healthcare, so this is a health sector for drugs and all. Pfizer you have, then you have Lumberger Limited, you have GlaxoSmithKline, then you have Biocon, SR Group, Kiwi Foods, Nestle, Honeywell. So these are the different top companies that recruit the chemical engineers. Okay, now coming to some private sectors also, you will be getting job, that is ONGC, Coal India Limited, GAIL, SAIL, NTPC, BPCL. Okay, these are the different PSUs where a chemical engineer can find jobs. Okay, next here we have given you some list of sector wise companies. Okay, so for example PSUs, these are the example: IOCL, BPCL, NPCL, HPCL, ONGC. For pharmaceutical companies, if you see, there are Cipla, Sun Pharma, Bayer, Glenmark, Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson. Then in plastic industries, you have Exxon Mobil, you have Astral Pipes, then you have Nilkamal Limited, Dow Chemicals, right, Hanwool Corporation. Next, we're coming oil and gas companies. Again, so you have Reliance, Lumberger, Shell, British Petroleum. Chemical manufacturers also, you can see Atul, UPL, Sudarshan, Aditya Birla, Nirma. So many companies are there. Cement industries, Ultratech, Dalmia, ACC, Ramco and Ambuja. So these are the different companies sector wise I have told you where you can get job if you are graduating as a chemical engineer. Okay. Okay, now talking about, we have already discussed what a chemical engineer will do, what are the different sectors, which are the different companies that recruit them. So now let us see the top colleges and their cutoff. Okay, okay, so this is your KCET 2023, okay, round 2 extended cutoff. Okay, so RV College, it was around 14,949, BMS College 41,872, MS Ramaya 55,300, Dayanand Sagar 86,010, SIT Tumkur around 1,11,504. Okay, so yes, if your rank falls in this category and you are interested in this particular branch, then definitely you can go for it. Okay, now this is very important question for you, whether this branch will be a right choice for you or not. So for this, we'll do a small exercise. Okay, you need to sit with a pen and paper and I'll be giving you 3 questions here. So you need to decide the answer in, like, you need to answer this question in terms of yes or no. If you find more number of yes, then definitely you can go for this branch. If you find more number of no's, then definitely you can find for an alternative. Okay, so now let us see here. The first question is, are you curious about how chemistry can be applied to create new materials or solve the problems? So are you someone who is interested in chemistry subject? If yes, then this branch is for you. Okay, so chemistry needs to be very, very strong. You need to have a very good interest and understanding of the chemistry to be a very good chemical engineer. Next, do you want to be a part of sustainable solutions for energy, environment or healthcare? So do you have any interest that you will give a sustainable solution to the environment? If you are motivated with this, then also this branch is for you. Next, are you intrigued by how everyday products like fuels, plastics or medicines are manufactured? Do these things, like if you see a medicine, what are the chemicals in it? How does it function? How do we get cured by eating that medicine? Have you ever thought in this way? Have you ever thought about the different plastics that you are using? Like, so for example, there are very thin plastics and there are also plastics made up of which can carry a heavy weight. So what is the difference between their manufacturing process? What are the materials used? Have you ever thought in this way? If you are interested in this type of questions, then this branch is definitely for you. Okay, so now going to understand something about the challenges and rewards in this branch. So as you know, no branch comes with absolute rewards or with absolute challenges. We need to see whether you have the ability, you have the potential or not to overcome these challenges, right? So let us see some challenges and rewards here. So first, talking about the rewards, you have a diverse career path, right? You can work in the healthcare sector, you can work in the food sector, you can work in the mining sector, manufacturing sector. So there are so many options available for you with this particular branch. Next, impactful work. So your work here will definitely have a very direct impact on the society. What type of manufacturing processes you are using, what is the how environment friendly it is, what are the negative impacts of this for the environment. So you can have a very direct impact on the society, right, on the environment. Next, competitive salary. So the salary offered here is well good, so not very high but not very low also. So you'll get a decent amount of salary, but not as high as computer science and information or tech branches. It is not that high, okay, but it is not that very low that you cannot survive also. Coming to next is challenges here. So hazardous work environment. So many a times you need to work with different chemicals, okay, and you have found like so many incidents that has happened in different industries which which was little harmful, right? So you need to be little careful and you need to have a work in some hazardous chemical environment. Next is long hours. So sometimes you may need to work for long hours in this particular branch, and the work environment here can also be like not like sitting in the AC and doing white collar job. You need to have some field job also. So suppose you are working in the refining sector and petroleum refining is going on, you need to be there, you need to work there, you need to be off field, like on field, and you cannot escape that also. So such type of work conditions you have to expect if you are choosing this as a branch, okay. Yes, so this was an honest review about chemical engineering. So I'll tell you the placement salary wise it is not very high, and I'll suggest that if you're really interested in chemistry then only go for this branch. Otherwise you cannot enjoy this particular subject or particular course, okay. So if you are interested and you found this video helpful, and if you have any other questions, please comment down, we'll definitely address it. And thank you for watching, and please subscribe the channel for more such videos.